Caitlyn Jenner was put up there, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Blair may have when Blair, because I didn't know her before that whole Jubilee thing, and then afterwards I was like, who the hell is this person?
Yeah.
And I don't know even Buck. Like I saw Buck back in the day, and Buck, like for a lot of trans guys, and I'm sure this is for you, Cody, like I don't know if you saw Buck like maybe like 15, 20 years ago when he was like, I'm a man with a pussy. You know, and he was like, he had a different kind of
and he gained
vibe.
Fame off of that. He was the caricature in the adult entertainment world.
Yeah, but he was like proud of it in this way that like felt liberating, and now it's turned into this weird right-wing talking piece that, I mean, they disrespect him to his face, and he just sits there and just takes it. Meanwhile, he attacks his community. And another thing, what do you feel about these content creators that they're really attacking something I've noticed is a lot of AFAB young folks when they're creating their content. I think as a 30-year-old adult or as a 60, I don't know how old Buck is, but you know, as some, like
he's very old.
You're putting that on your computer and sitting there for 8 hours editing that. Like that's you're bullying like a 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm. No, have you seen his? I don't know what he was doing. I think it was an interview with somebody, and he was like, you know, I walk around wearing a costume every day. That's what being trans is. It's a costume. I wear a costume. I'm pretending to be a man every day. And it's like,
wow.
What? Like, if that's what you think trans is, how in God's name are you walking around like letting people say he, him, and use your preferred name? Like, does that mean I shouldn't? Does that mean you're even trans if you think it's a costume? Because I can tell you right now, being trans is not a costume. Like,
it's not.
That's how you want to make your money, sure, but whatever.
Yeah, and I noticed that a lot of these trans conservatives, they love to dehumanize themselves to get attention.
Yeah,
and I think it's one of the most despicable things to actually do. And what they do with people like detransitioners is they find a way to propagandize them by putting them on this pedestal that, oh, it's not cool to be trans. This is what happens when you're tired of being trans. And that's not really the case or whatnot. I am a firm believer, yes, detransitioners do need the research and they do need that attention or whatnot to figure out like why somebody would not want to be transitioning, because there's different levels when we talk about detransitioning. Because I know for a fact, for me, when I was transitioning, I wasn't safe at home to transition with my family. So I would actually leave the house dressed one way and come home dressed another way. And so some of us who's like, I'm from Mississippi, so some of us at home had to detransition for jobs, had to detransition for housing. Like there are so many different things, mainly because of safety. But people like Buck and Blair in particular or whatever, they try to profit off of something that they really can't profit off of. All I see is hurt, pain when they look at other non-binary people like you and I, who, although we may not have a bigger platform than them, we make a bigger impact with voices and with people coming over to us. So that's why like your podcast is so important. And I love the fact that there are so many more trans podcasters out there. Or whatnot, because we only us can tell our stories and our experiences. And you're right, I understand about the whole trans 101 thing and whatnot. I also want us all to remember too, there are some trans people that benefit off of teaching that trans 101, and that's how they get viewership.